in the world.
When we build these beams that are horizontal and flat at an elevation, so guess what? At column A, there's an elevation mark. Okay.
And Crayon, how far, how straight
Let
this
him
been? 100
finish.
feet.
Let him finish.
God
Jose.
damn you!
Sorry.
You!
Go ahead,
What-
Afro Crayon.
From the first column, there's a benchmark. Okay, of elevation. Now, when we when we take another measurement from that beam to the next, it has to be the same elevation of the other beam. And
Okay, so within what tolerance?
Within what tolerance,
Okay.
Apocryphon, over what distance?
Okay.
How long are these beams so we don't have to fuck around?
20 feet. 20 feet. Okay.
Oh,
now,
shit.
Okay, you're talking about 20,000th of an inch. You're talking about 20,000th of an inch over 20 feet.
Get the fuck out of Get the fuck out of here. You guys are fucking full of shit. Here's what I'm saying.
Beams touching the ground.
We know
you
what you're saying.
motherfucker. They're up in the air. You fucking piece of shit. Now, if the elevation is a benchmark of, let's say, 474 feet, just as a number, I think it's actually way lower. It's like 195, whatever. But let's just say 474, just to fucking tickle your fucking fancy. Now, the next beam, when we kiss it, we have to make sure that it's also the same fucking elevation or benchmark.
To within what tolerance? You've said this. To within what tolerance?
Oh my God,
What is the tolerance of the measuring device?
Stop invoking God every time.
At the end of the day, the whole fucking platform is the same fucking elevation.
Yeah, you aren't answering the question because you know the answer.
Just fuck you guys, dude.
Honestly, what is the tolerance of?
It's a flat and horizontal fucking building, bro. All the way across.
Which tolerance?
Apocryphon, the audience is listening. I just want you to know.
If you just insist the Earth's flat, then that's a very compelling argument. We should go with that.
Afro Crayon.
Your reasoning failed, Afro, and the reason why your reasoning failed, and obviously failed, is because you either don't know this number or you do know this number and you daren't say it. And I suspect it's the latter.
Dude, you know what? It's really simple. We don't build according to a curvature of the Earth. We build shit according to the blueprints.
We agree, and we've said you don't need to for the reasons we've given. Why are we going backwards?
God damn it, Jem.
But why do we have to go backwards? We know this. You said this. We've responded to this. You said this isn't at the end of the day. This was the start of the day. You said we didn't take curvature into account. Now you're saying my name over and over again when I'm talking. You said we don't take curvature into account when we make a building. We've responded to that with reasoned argument. And your response to our response is we don't take curvature into account when we make a building. You're just not offering us anything. Oh, and a load of, oh God, oh my God, oh God. Sorry, Jin.
Oh, fuck.
Well, no, Apocryphon is on the money at the moment, but you're not listening to what he's saying to you.
We've heard his argument. We've responded to his argument. He's doing what you do. We respond to his argument, and then he just says his argument again in a different way.
He's telling you the truth, and that is, ladies and gentlemen, when you look at any bridge,
you're an idiot.
When you look at, ladies and gentlemen, when you look at any bridge, the water is dead level underneath that bridge.
Oh, how stupid can one be? How many times did we told you that the fucking bridge?
It doesn't exist.
Why do we need to listen to this?
Each section.
Jem is now spinning this into a different argument. To be fair, we never got any kind of tolerance from.
You're stupid.
With any building project, there's going to be some tolerance, right? Because you can't make everything exactly perfect. There's a tolerance to everything that's manufactured in this world. And Apocryphon can't tell us what the tolerance would be for that beam between its piers. And I can guarantee you, it sure as hell isn't 1,000 of an inch per foot tolerance.
Jin.
The only tolerance that you're accounting for is the fact that when you weld something, now you obviously none of you motherfuckers are welders, obviously.
Afro-Crayon, welding's got nothing to do with anything.
Apocryphon.
Oh my god, bro. Shut me up. Go ahead, shut me up.
I've done a fair amount of welding, brazing, and soldering in my life. What's the point?
Okay,
Yeah,
so
me
you
too.
so then you know when you weld something. Have you ever had a city inspector come inspect your weld?
I've never had to weld to that standard.
Are you talking about a level?
Okay. So check it out. Let me school you guys, you fucking piece of shit. Real quick. Not you though. Not you. I like
Don't tell us the tolerance.
Don't tell us the
Flat Earth.
Not you, Flat Earth.
Instead.
Not you,
Instead
Flat
of
Earth.
actually answering the question,
horizontally.
You're a good guy, Flat Earth. Not you, Flat Earth, but these other motherfuckers.
Thank you.
Listen.
Thank you.
Listen.
Are you talking about MIG welding, TIG? What are we talking about here?
Oh my! It doesn't matter. Check it out. When you weld something, and the city inspector, what the first thing they do is they make sure that the weld that you're making and you're kissing the beam, it's going to be flat, horizontal, and level.
To what tolerance?
Because they
to what tolerance?
Because they need to
to
make
what
sure.
Tolerance? Over and over again. To what tolerance? We get it. To what tolerance?
Microns.
Wow, bro. Are you fucking kidding me, bro?
You don't know, do you? You don't know.
Oh my god.
Why don't you answer that question? Why? Why don't you answer the question of the tolerance? Why do you run from it?
City inspectors don't do the welds. They hire companies that come out and do the weld inspections that are specialized in doing it. I used to do it too.
No, you're wrong. No, you're wrong. You're wrong because on LAX, no, fuck you. On LAX, they literally have LA City. Shut the fuck up. You don't know the fuck you're talking about.
Apocryphon, I'm about to agree with you. In the city of LA, they have a specific type of inspector that's from the city of LA that inspects the welding.
Absolutely.
Within the city of LA, they do. They call them. I'm trying to remember what they're called.
They're called CWs. They're called CWs. That's what they're
called. You claim to build bridges. I would hope that your welds are being inspected. So what tolerance?
God,
yeah, but it's California, so it's going to be a little different.
I have a question. Is there any chance that there is upwards curvature in everything that we've been looking at and appearing as flat? It's definitely not curving down. Okay. Is there any chance that there's
definitely not curving down? That's right.
No, it's just a fair question for him. Is there a chance that there's upwards curvature at the rate of what it's supposed to be curving down, but it's curving up?
No.
Which means if you're observing something at your horizon, you would be level with it, but it's curving up from you in all directions.
I have one question. Do metal beams bend a little bit?
That would explain the true obstruction.
I have one question. Do metal beams bend a bit and bend back? Are they flexible?
Yes, they sag downwards. They sag downwards slightly.
So yes, the answer is yes. So
but that even if you
even if you make your welding perfect, Jin, even if you make your welding perfect, let's give you that. Yeah. Let's say the weld is really perfect. The fucking metal beam still bent a little bit, okay?
No.
There's a sag.
No, they don't.
A slight sag there,
okay.
but it's not to the degree that it's following the Earth's curvature at all. It's the opposite curve, isn't it?
Did you check?
Okay, to what degree is it? To what degree is it? You keep telling us what these things are. You keep making these arguments as if you know these.
I've never measured it to know. I've never made the measurement to know.
Why are you making an argument? Why are you making an argument as if you have measured it and you do know? Why are you doing that? Saying I've never measured it, that's not a winning argument. Saying I don't know what I'm claiming to know, that doesn't mean you win. Why aren't you giving us any numbers, Apocryphon? Give us some numbers.
I'll tell you the measurement.
I don't want the measurements, I want the tolerances.
What?
We want to know the tolerance.
Dude,
You're saying, look,
God,
you
you're not getting it. You're not getting it.
You said we check this one is this height, and then we go and check this other one, and we check that it's the same height. But
So
to what tolerance? Do you measure in inches, in millimeters, in tenths of a millimeter?
Thousands of inches, wouldn't it? It would be thousands of an inch or less.
Well, would it? Let's find out. What tolerance are you measuring this to?
Listen. It has to be within a 16th of an inch.
A 16th of an inch.
Yes.
There you go.
Right.
Thank you.
Okay.
Right,
so
Jake.
Finally.
Okay.
Right.
Jake,
respond to that, Jake.
Now listen.
Let him finish.
Now, once you have this measurement, that's a 16th of an inch. Guess what? Some city inspectors will they call it a reject, because if it has to be very, very specific to where that might be a little bit too far off, because if you take a 16th of an inch over 20 feet, you can be a quarter of an inch off at the end of that measurement. So what they'll do, they'll reject it and then say, no.
We're talking about at the end of that measurement.
Hold on, let me finish. If you're off of a 16th of an inch, if you're off on a 16th of an inch, and if only if the city inspector says, nope, rejected, re-weld it. That literally means you have to fucking gut it out and then re-weld it, because you're not horizontal to make the other point 20 feet away.
This isn't a point.
Oh my God, Jem. God damn you. I like you, and I you know what?
It's so
respect you in
frustrating.
so many aspects, but right now you're fucking pissing me off, Jem.
I know, but dude, you're pissing me off, and this is why. Because we've had to drag this 16th of an inch out of you. I mean, it's Grim, please.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought I was muted. I love making fun of you when you're not listening, though.
Yeah,
sorry.
just keep going then. When I say Grim, please, I mean, welcome to the conversation, Grim. Interrupt me some more.
Nice.
Because we've had to drag this number out of you, kicking and screaming, and now we've got it. You're rambling on about what happens if a weld is rejected, which we don't need to know. We can move the conversation on, because you've told us a 16th of an inch, and then you've also told us, well, actually, it needs to be tighter than a 16th of an inch.
Sometimes, yeah.
But curvature over that distance isn't even 1,000th of an inch. So how would you take it into account?
Over 2.5 miles, Jem?
You aren't making welds over 2.5 miles. You're doing it
No, Jem. No, holy fuck, Jem. That's the whole point.
How long were the beams?
20 feet. So every 20 feet, you're making sure that it's fucking, you have to hit the benchmark at the other end to the other column. So, Jem, if the city inspector comes in and he says, nope, rejected. Why? Because he can tell you that if you go at this angle of your weld at the end of 20 feet, you're going to be fucking off way more at the end of it. So you have to gut it out. You have to re-weld it. Sometimes
why are you telling us this again?
Oh my God.
We know. Look,
now you know.
Look, let me just point this out to you. What you have to do when the city inspector decides that your weld is not good enough, the thing you have to do then is completely and utterly irrelevant to this conversation. It has no bearing whatsoever on this conversation. And yet we've had to endure your lengthy explanation of it twice. Why?
So Jem.
My point is, no, not so, Jem. My point that I left you with before you went on with this blabber is that you aren't doing, you're making these measurements in increments. You aren't making a weld over 2.5 miles. And yes, and in increments, the welds that you're making.
I'm agreeing with you.
Okay,
We don't fucking have to do
why? Why are you agreeing with me while I'm talking? So if you were to account for the Earth, the curvature of the Earth, you're saying, let's just say, for the sake of the argument, that you have to do it to within a 16th of an inch. It's not going to matter if you're a 16th and 1,000th of an inch. That isn't going to make any difference, is it? And then the same on your next weld. It just won't make a difference.
But Jem, look at it this way, Jem. If you made a beam that's horizontally level within a 16th of an inch all the way across, you're not dipping anywhere, because it's almost like that old ass fucking argument about, you remember that one dude that wanted to do like
I get your point. Let me respond. Because each time you're effectively starting again. You're getting a new measurement of what's level at that point that you are at, and then you're making your welds and putting things in place in with regard to that. So that's how you eventually end up with something that goes around the curvature of the Earth.
No, do you remember that one dude that had like an experiment called like the straighten the line or something like that? Like he wanted to put it's almost in regards to that, because if we made, and we did make it, by the way, it's ready done. They're just fucking building, we already built it. It's ready built. But if you took a 2.5 mile long, and we made sure that every beam was like the straight line. I forgot what the fuck it is. I'm kind of drunk right now. Whatever it's called. But we made sure that it was horizontally flat.
But we've just gone over how you're not doing that. How you aren't doing that with the accuracy.
It never curved over a fucking
You're just
ball,
saying the same thing again. You cannot.
Go ahead.
So one second.
You'd be doing a mini rectilineator experiment, which proves concave Earth. Okay, you're pointing to the horizon, which is above the ground level in which you're standing on, relevant to the observer. Go ahead.
So I made the calculation. So about the tolerance, you said under a 16th of an inch